Hello, second graders. This is what we're going to work on today. Today I can read and listen to informational texts while thinking about the main idea and key details of the text along with other concepts that have been discussed. I can also review prefixes. We're going to read a story called Back Off, Stinky Animals. Since we've been working on Mondays, being able to ask ourselves questions as we read and being able to answer those questions. Before I even start this book, a question that I'm going to be thinking about is, I wonder what kind of stinky animals are going to be in our story. Chapter 1, I Stink. A ladybug crawls in the grass. Any hungry bird could see it. But look at its bright colors. Look at its dark spots. The bug's colors are like a sign. It says, I stink. If danger comes, smelly yellow juice oozes from the ladybug's knees. Yuck! The predator looks for a better snack. At night, a possum looks for food in a trash can. Yip, yip! A barking dog startles the small animal. The possum goes stiff. It closes its eyes and sticks out its tongue. A stinky green liquid leaks out of its bottom. The possum looks dead. It smells dead too. The dog will not bother it now. Did you know a possum does not play dead on purpose? It just happens when the animal gets very scared. It is like fainting or throwing up. A peccary smells like rotten cheese. That is just fine by this desert pig. Peccaries live in herds to stay safe, but they can't see very well, so they rub their smell on each other. That way they can sniff each other out. Nobody gets left behind. Chapter 2, Smelly Spray. A skunk hisses at a hungry bobcat. The skunk growls and stomps its feet, but the big cat creeps closer. That's it. The skunk turns around, it lifts its tail, it sprays stinging yellow oil into the cat's eyes. The cat's fur will reek for weeks. To spray, a skunk squeezes special glands under its tail. A skunk never gets any mess on its own fur. Even a skunk does not want to smell like a skunk. Here's a little map, little chart to take a look. It says each kind of skunk has its own style of spraying. So these are the different kinds of skunks. Here's the maps of where they live. And underneath each type of skunk, it shows you how it sprays. A bombardier beetle sprays its enemies too. Its spray is boiling hot. Bang! The stinky liquid explodes in its enemy's face. The spray is hot enough to kill an enemy, but the bug is not harmed at all. How can that be? Scientists are still trying to find out. Chapter 3, Gross. In a tropical forest, a Komodo dragon is on the hunt. The giant lizard will eat just about anything. Even a baby Komodo dragon is not safe. But the baby has a special trick. It rolls in poop. The big lizard is too grossed out to eat it. Oh. Far away in a nest, a hoopie chick scents a cat is near. Together, the baby birds turn their rumps toward the enemy. Ready, aim, fire! They shoot streams of poop in the cat's face. Meow! The cat dashes away from the terrible stink. It will look for less smelly prey. A turkey vulture may be the stinkiest of them all. This large bird eats dead animals. It poops on its feet to cool off. If you bother it, watch out. This bird throws up on anyone it does not like. It can shoot its rotten fishy vomit up to 10 feet or 3 meters. And here's an activity you might want to try to do at home. A glossary gives you the meaning of unfamiliar words. And also an index. We're going to go back to our Nearpod. And remember at the beginning of this story, I had a question. It says, what is one question you had before, during, or after reading Stinky Animals? And the question that I asked myself before I even read, I'm going to put a little text box in here. Before I even read was, Stinky What type of stinky animals are in our story? Answer it. Some stinky animals were, and then I'm going to name some. And more, and etc. So that would be a good way to answer that question by using a text box and complete sentences, one question, one sentence. And then it says, tell about a connection you had while reading Stinky Animals. I'm going to put a connection that I had. I had a text. Maybe some of you have had a connection like this. When I read about the skunk, it reminded me of the time my dog was sprayed by a skunk. Look, it's a good thing Mrs. Brooks is going back to reread. Always go back and reread because then you find mistakes. Look, I spelled finger spaces. Now you get to read a story similar to this one called Nature Stinks. Here's your login information. Again, hit your kids' login, read the story, and you're going to answer questions similar to mine. Have a good day, boys and girls.